Okay, in this video, I'm going to be showing how to make a coffee concentrate from ground coffee. So the coffee that I use and I recommend to a lot of my clients is the Purity brand. They have both a regular caffeinated and a decaf, a dark roast and a regular roast, and all of their coffees are really excellent. They do testing for pesticides as well as mycotoxins, and I believe they are the only company out there that does third-party testing. So really good coffee to use. Now, when you go to make the concentrate, what you're gonna do is freshly grind your beans. I use a glass mason jar because this is going to sit on the counter for about 24 hours and I don't want the acid from the coffee leaching anything into the coffee liquid. So plastic is not a great option. That's why I recommend glass. I fill the ground coffee grounds up almost about halfway in this jar. And then what I do is I'll take some filtered water. This just came from our home Berkey filter, and pour this in. And it's a roughly 2-to-1 ratio where you're gonna have half coffee beans to 1 part water, or 1 part coffee beans to 2 parts water. And it helps to, as you're doing this, just take like a kitchen knife or a spoon and kind of help stir it up, because it's gonna be a pretty thick concoction with the coffee grounds and the water. But I try to get the level as far up as I can without overflowing. And it's gonna be kind of sludgy looking. So once you have that fairly mixed up, what you're gonna do is put a lid on it. And then it's best to actually let it sit for about 24 hours somewhere in your kitchen, either in a dark space, or what I'll do is take a dark kitchen cloth and just put that over the jar until it's ready. So in part 2 of this video, I'm going to show you how I actually get the coffee concentrate from the grounds and make it into ready to go concentrate that you can keep in your refrigerator and drink whenever you like. Okay, in part 2 of this video, I'm going to show how I take the concentrated coffee and make an acid-free coffee. So what I like to do is keep the coffee dark. That's the best way to soak it for about 24 hours. So I just use kind of a dark cloth and cover it. So just taking that away, this is the coffee grounds mixed with water to make the coffee concentrate. So what we're gonna do is I'll just kind of open this up and kind of show you kind of what it looks like before we're going to make the coffee concentrate. What I like to do is put it in the glass jar when it's soaking so that nothing gets leached out of the plastic coffee concentrate maker. This one I just ordered off of Amazon. I like it because it's really slick for turning this into coffee concentrate, and I'll show that in just a minute, but I do recommend for the soaking portion to use a glass jar just so that nothing gets leached into your coffee. So what I'll do is just carefully pour the coffee into this container, and you know, some of the grounds aren't gonna go in, and that's okay. We want mainly the liquid, and then that's about right. So from here, we really don't need the lid because we're gonna make the coffee right away. This is kind of a cool contraption. It just sits right on top of the glass carafe, and it'll actually percolate down into the container. And this will take probably about 5 minutes for the whole thing to go through. But then once this is filled up and all of your liquid moves down into the glass container, you have a coffee concentrate. And then once that's ready, I put the lid on. This will go in the refrigerator, and then when you go to make your coffee later, what you're gonna want to do is measure out 1 to 2 tablespoons into a cup and then add boiling hot water, and that'll give you essentially an acid-free coffee, which is much gentler, much easier on the gut, which is the utility in doing coffee this way. Kind of depends on the strength you like it. I usually do about 1.5 tablespoons or so, I would say. So hopefully this video was helpful and gives you some insight into how to make acid-free coffee.